Premier Danielle Smith answered questions today about the move to hold a referendum in October on 9 questions. The Premier says these questions can give the provincial government a mandate to pursue more power on immigration and Alberta's court system. In her address last night, Smith prepared Albertans for a tough budget and blamed federal immigration policies for some of Alberta's financial woes. Changes to immigration make up the bulk of the 9 referendum questions. Premier Smith says an influx of temporary workers, migrants, and asylum seekers is putting a drain on Alberta's social services. At least one immigration expert is questioning how big of a burden that truly is. Jeremy Thompson has been looking into what's behind the province's immigration concerns and joins us live in studio with more. Jeremy, what kind of evidence was given today?
Well, Jeff, the Premier was asked a few times this morning for data to back up her claims that temporary immigrants are straining education, healthcare, and more. Smith could not provide a breakdown. Instead, she pointed to average costs of someone accessing schools, daycares, or hospitals. She also says immigration was a popular topic over the summer at the Alberta Next town halls.
Temporary individuals should be treated as that, temporary, and tourists.
Premier Danielle Smith says she's responding to Albertans, putting 5 immigration-related questions to referendum in October.
What we're concerned about is the number of low-skill temporary foreign workers, international students, and asylum seekers who may not be here on a permanent basis and able to be long-term permanent taxpayers.
Smith says that puts undue pressure on Alberta's social services, including education and health care. That's costing the government money ahead of a budget that's expected to run a deficit. When asked to quantify the burden in dollars, the Premier could only provide averages.
So bottom line expense, what's your number for health and education?
It's tough to know. I mean, we'd have to do the figuring out. We don't have an individual. No, we don't track residents and how much they use. All I can give you is averages about what things cost.
Premier Smith says the Trudeau government's immigration policy is to blame.
They were managing it properly. Up until we got to COVID. And then post-COVID, it went completely off the rails with a completely insane policy.
Government data shows immigration to Alberta peaked in 2023 and has since returned to average levels. In early 2024, the Premier was calling for more people to come to our province.
The fact that so many people have come to our province, I look at that as a positive, and we want to keep that going. That's why I've said, let's have an aggressive target to double our population.
It seems to be that this is more about politics than it is about policy.
This immigration lawyer believes the federal effort to reduce overall immigration is the correct path, and it will take years to see the results. He adds healthcare costs for refugees and asylum seekers are covered by Ottawa.
But I think this is more about distraction from mismanagement. I don't think you can blame newcomers for the fact that we haven't built a hospital in Edmonton since 1988, for example.
Now, Smith and Justice Minister Mickey Amery were also asked if they intend for this referendum to be binding. Amery says that is their intent, as they are, quote, not asking the questions out of boredom. That being said, there would still be some hoops to jump through before any results could be implemented, Jeff.
All right, Jeremy, what about the other potential referendum questions Albertans have on the go about the province staying or leaving Canada, and the new one about coal mining? Could those be on that October ballot?
Well, yeah, the Premier was also asked about those. She says if the Citizen Initiative petitions get enough signatures and they're validated, they do intend to put them on the ballot at the same time.
All right, Jeremy, thank you. A spokesperson for Intergovernmental Affairs Minister Dominic LeBlanc says the federal government has already taken steps to bring immigration levels back under control. In a statement, the minister's office says progress is being made with substantial declines in asylum claims, new temporary foreign workers, and international student arrivals, so that we protect the bargain of a sustainable intake of newcomers that is consistent with our capacity to properly welcome them. The statement goes on to say Albertans will express their views on these issues as they have on several constitutional questions in the past.